everybody, welcome back. This is Tony, and today's featured guitar custom tone is user preset number 1. See in the far left, it says U001. We are now using the Boss eBAND JS-8. I still have 3 Boss eBAND JS-10s, but I am using now and creating tones for the Boss eBAND JS-8 because a friend of mine let me borrow his, so I loaded it up with 100 custom tones, and now I'm going to give them to you. Each tone is brand new. Some are variations of other tones that I've tweaked and made better. Lastly, all these tones will work with whatever you have. Pedals, stop boxes, computer-based software, rack mounts, whatever you have, just look at the screen and I will get you there, alright? So our first tone is Rock Crunch, and lastly, any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below, alright? We're going to go through these videos quick and easy, so there'll be not much talking, but a lot of tone, and you'll be in and out of here, alright? I'm trying to keep these videos under 10 minutes or less. Alright, so here we go. Our first tone we're going to give you is called Rock Crunch. Let's get into it. Again, you have the Boss eBAND JS-10. These settings will work with you, and with whatever you have. So I'm using an amp, obviously, overdrive, some effects. There's my EQ, my noise gate. I am using delay. I have no chorus on this, and I do have reverb. That's just a summary of the effects that we're using. All right, let's get into the amp. So for the amp, we're going to choose a Boss Clean. So any natural clean amp that you would have in your amp modeling, go ahead and select a clean amp. In this case, I'm using Boss Clean. All right, as you can see, my gain is at 50, and my level is at 84. All right, what's next? My bass is at 45, middle at 50, treble at 60, and my presence is at 20. All right, just go ahead and look at the screen and lock it in. All right, what else is there? Okay, now for this tone, we are going to go ahead and use a limiter. So there is my limiter. My threshold is there at 60. My release is at 20. And my effect level is at 23. So we have a limiter. I have that on, and I'm using a limiter. I'm also using overdrive distortion. In this case, I'm using a tube screamer. So those are all my overdrives. So I'm using a tube screamer. There's my drive, my tone, and my effect level. Again, this tone is a rock crunch tone, right? Let's get into the EQ. I am using EQ. So let's go ahead to the beginning of the EQ. And let's see what we have. See at the very top it says low, high, level. So we got 0. High gain we got 0. And the level we have 0. Next, see where it says low, mid on top? Right. So the frequency is at 800. Low mid Q is at 1, and low mid gain is at +3. Right? Next, high mid frequency is at 4.00. As you can see right there, see? The high mid Q is at 1, and there's a high mid gain at 0. And lastly, there's my low cut and high cut. They're both at flat. Okay? What else? My noise gate. There's my noise gate. I usually keep my noise gate at 50 to 52. If you do not have release, I believe on the JS-10 there's no release, so you don't have to worry about the release. But I pretty much keep the release at 30, but my noise gate is always around 50, 52 on the threshold, as a rule of thumb. All right, delay. I'm using stereo delay for this tone. It's subtle, but it's good. Again, there's my stereo delay. There's my delay time at 400, my feedback at 25, and my effect level is at 64. No chorus, no effects, stuff like that. So we are using reverb. I'm going to go with a Hall reverb. There's my reverb time, my high cut, and my effect level. And that is it for the Rock Crunch guitar tone. What do you think? Doesn't that sound good? If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. Stay tuned for an entire series on 100 custom guitar tones for the Boss eBAND JS-8, but these are also 100 custom guitar tones for you. Pick what you like. If you like many of them, keep them, lock them in. If you don't like any of them, that's totally cool. These tones are free. I just wanted to share with you all the custom tones I created with the Boss eBAND JS-8. And if you like them, great. And if you can tweak them, make them better with your rig, your setup, your speakers, your amps, and all that stuff, and go ahead and make them better. All right? I'm Tony, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks, everyone. Bye.